Today, we have another course creator success story for you, this time in the public speaking niche. Kit Peng is making $300,000 per year teaching people to overcome speaking anxiety. Stay tuned to learn about his story as well as get some public speaking tips, whether in person or virtually or just talking into a camera. What's up, everyone? Jacques Hopkins here, and welcome back to the Online Course Show. This is episode 228. And like I said, we have another course creator success story for you in a niche I don't think we've talked about yet here on the Online Course Show. We have brought on success stories in all kinds of niches at this point. You know, episode 228, we've got a lot of episodes in the books, and this one does not disappoint. Kit Peng has been teaching people to overcome speaking anxiety over at bostonspeaks.com for several years now, and he's doing quite well with his courses and his coaching programs. And in this episode, we're going to dive into his story so that you can get motivated, inspired, you can take some of his tips and even learn some of his public speaking tips. He helps people simply overcome public speaking anxiety. So that could be in-person public speaking, that can be live webinars, that can be simply talking into a camera, doing pre-recorded videos. I know a lot of people listening have anxiety around that. So definitely check out Kit's stuff if you want help with those topics. Now, in this conversation, we cover a lot of great stuff. We cover a really cool marketing strategy that he has using sites like Eventbrite and Meetup.com to drive traffic and eventually drive sales. We go over how you can sell your program to both individuals and to businesses and much, much more. So without further ado, let's get into that full conversation between myself and Kit Peng of bostonspeaks.com. All right. Hey, Kit, welcome to the Online Course Show.
Yeah, I'm so glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure, man. So look, let's just start with online courses specifically. How did you get into the world of online courses?
So the way I got into online courses, it was, I wanted to make money. I've always wanted to start a business. And, you know, the more I Googled it, the more I searched, you eventually have to come up with online courses, funnels in nowadays. And so I said, okay, I can do the coaching online courses. Let me go try that out. And that's how I basically, Googling, saw a lot of people do it. And then I'm going, let me go try that out. And so.
Yeah. But, sometimes people like they're drawn. The first word you said was money, right? That's, for most people, that is really exciting, maybe some passive income. But a lot of people start and they don't really know even what they're going to teach online courses on. I'm guessing you kind of knew what topic you were in. Did you already have a business started when you were exploring online courses?
So the way that I got in, I used to be a hip hop street performer here in Boston, Massachusetts. So I used to do like the breakdancing, the pop and
rock. Are you serious? That's wild,
raving,
man.
The robot stuff. And so when my passion was dying down, in dance, I worked at a dance studio. I was doing the admin there. Like I thought I'm gonna be a dancer in the future. My passion died down. And then in the back of my mind, I was saying to my wife for 3-4 years, I want to start a business. Maybe some of you that's listening, maybe in the past, you've always wanted to start a business or whatever. So it took me, my wife says, stop talking about it. Start doing something. And so I was scared. I didn't want to leave my full-time thing. And at the same time, can I make money? And so I've always wanted to maybe do something in communication. So I just went and tried it out. And luckily, the hustle came in for me, and that's how I started. And then all the online courses, I researched more, read more marketing books. Okay, you gotta try the online courses.
So the full-time job you're talking about, that was as a dancer?
Yeah, I was a dance instructor, a dancer. I was doing admin at a dance studio, but I never had a corporate job. We would just wear sweatpants to work all day long. That's the apparel.
So you mentioned you kind of lost your passion for that. Why do you think that is?
I was working at the dance studio for like 4 or 5 for a long time, and I said I'm gonna take every single dance class there because it's free for me. I took like 3 classes out of all those years. I think people they sometimes move into a new passion. And they have different things that's going on. So going back to like the business side, I think when I started, I had passion in communication. I was doing public speaking. I was inviting people to teach comedy. And I think the passion went specifically into public speaking for business individuals, But I don't know why does the passion go down? I don't know. I think we're just adapting through life and things change.
So when you were having that conversation with your wife saying, I want to start a business, and she said, well, get off your butt, stop talking about it and actually do it. Like, how long ago was this? What's the time frame?
So I started in 2016. Around that time, 2014, 2015, that time. I mean, I've always been telling her, I'm like, okay, you got to do something now. Got to go try it.
Okay. So you said you were passionate about speaking and helping people with that. Like, how did you even begin? Like, much less courses, like that sounds like that came further down the road, but how did you start making a name for yourself and an authority in this space?
Sure. And so I came from, when I started, hustle. Maybe we can talk about that later. But when I wanted to do like the communication, speaking, coaching, stuff like that, I went to all of the community spaces here in Boston. When I mean community spaces, I'm talking about the library, co-working spaces. And I asked community spaces, hey, can I use your space for free and host the class? And your people will be invited as well. Can I do that? Luckily, I think almost everyone said yes. So when I got the space, back then I would go on Eventbrite and Meetup, and I would post the events on Eventbrite and Meetup. And people back then, they sign up. I mean, they just posted it in Eventbrite. That's how I got butts and seats. So every single week, I would do 3 to 4 events, put it on Eventbrite, put it on Meetup. And then there's a lot of people don't know this, but there are certain hacks on Eventbrite and Meetup most people don't know about. And so I got a lot of butts and seats that way. Like I would put up the art of listening workshop. Okay. No ads, no anything. 200 people would sign up for the art of listening workshop. Communication and storytelling. 50, 70 people. Of course, I'm not saying everyone would come, but there's no ads needed back then. People would just sign up.
Is it free or were you charging?
It was free. Yeah, so kind of like today's world webinar, this was just in person. So that's how I started to get a name for it's not even a name for myself, because every new event, people don't know me anyway. It was learning about how to get butts and seats. And by the time I got a lot of butts and seats, I was giving a lot of free good content. I didn't know how to convert to sales. And so a lot of people said after the workshop, oh, hey, good job. Oh my God, this is the best workshop ever. And I said, if it was so good, why don't you sign up with me? So I knew how to get butts and seats, but I didn't know how to convert to sales. Right. So I think my biggest mistake, and sometimes people come to me and they say, Kit, help me become a speaker coach. They think they need to learn all of the expertise in their craft and then go teach it. Well, here's the thing. You can learn all the expertise you want, but if you don't get butts and seats, people can't hear you in the first place. So it's more about the craft of the business side, getting butts and seats, converting the sales. You can teach the same workshop over and over and over and over. You can teach the same exact content over and over and over and over. It's the business part that nails people down when it comes to converting the sales, butts and seats, webinars, funnels, 5-day challenges, things of that nature.
Man, that's gold right there. I'm glad you said that. I mean, that's why I even have a platform here, is because so many people have some sort of interest, passion, expertise in something, but they lack the skills on the marketing and sales front. And that's what that's what we focus on here, because I want people to be the expert in their niche. They handle that part, and then I come in and I talk about all the other pieces. I always say, like, I help you set up and run and grow an online course business, not just an online course, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're highlighting how important that is. You mentioned, you really highlighted the word hustle, and it's very clear that you were hustling there. I don't think a lot of people would be willing to do what you did at the beginning and just try to get a lot of butts and seats, as you've said, even for free, to start putting yourself out there. How did you know what to talk about? How like, maybe you weren't an authority on the topic yet, but you had to have something to talk about.
Yeah. So here was the thing. I would learn everything that I could the week before and then go teach it the week afterwards. So, we could, whatever the topic is, mine is communication and public speaking. You can just go on ChatGPT, give me 10 topics, right? Storytelling, getting to the point, not rambling. Each one could be a thing. Just go learn everything and go teach it. So some of you listening, this might be the thing that holds you back. If you don't have enough expertise, why would people listen to you? So this one shadowed this for me. I don't know who said it. I just heard this a few times back then. if you are a fifth grader, you will be an expert to the third grader. So that means you don't have to be a college student. Sometimes when you're a college student, you're too far removed. People just want the next step. So if you are a fifth grader, you're able to help your fourth and third grader get to the next step. So that means if you spend all your time into building expertise land, you don't know how to connect with your audience anymore because you're too far. You have a curse of knowledge.
That's the whole Frank Abagnale thing from Catch Me If You Can, right? You're familiar with that?
Yeah. He's faking it. I'm not saying fake the whole thing. You still got to give value to people. So at the end of the day, going into the workshop, are you able to help people get to the next step?
Yeah. So look, I'm not saying faking it, right? Remember the part where he went to, I guess it was a law class, and the teacher never showed up. So he stood up and pretended he was the teacher, and he said he stayed one chapter ahead of everybody else, and that's how he was able to, I guess, fake that he was the teacher, but he knew the information. He was just one step ahead of them.
Yeah. And this ties back to, I think when there is an opportunity, go and take it when it's presented in front of you, because this reminds me of back in the dance studio. If a teacher is not going, let's say I'm the dancer, I'm not the teacher. If a teacher is not going to show up, I'm going to say, I'm going to go teach that class. I'm going to be the first one to go volunteer because the opportunity is there to get the experience. So that you just made me think about that when you were talking about the movie and Catch Me If You Can. Take the opportunity.
All right, so you figured out how to get in front of people, even for free, but you said that you didn't exactly know how to convert those to sales yet. Do you remember like that first sale, or did you have to go learn a bunch of things in order to get that first sale?
I think when it came to the first sale, I forgot. Maybe I started reading all these different books, all these different things. I forgot exactly, like the first sale. But by the time here's a random thing. Because I was doing so many local events here in Boston, we started ranking in Google. We are actually first in Google in Boston for communication, public speaking.
Your website.
Website for ranking. So right now, our social media presence actually sucks. Everything comes from Google. So that's a thing, locally, Google, we just do more events. That's what people want.
But even to this day, your top traffic source is just organic searches.
Organizations and individuals.
All right. Going back to what were you going to say?
Going back to the sales, I think it was, I think it's going a lot to the beliefs that I'm just going to say personally I had, right? I don't think it was the sale that was holding me back. It was the belief that I didn't want to be salesy that was holding me back, right? The reason I was giving a lot of value, in my case, I thought I just have to give this exercise, that exercise. When people get all these exercises, they're so good, they're going to sign up with me. I didn't want to be salesy and sell to them. And so when I broke through that belief, the sales came in more because I was now not looking at it as sales. I was now looking at it as a service. If people don't actually buy, they actually don't get to the next level because they are not putting the commitment in. They're just freebie getters. So if I don't learn more sales, I'm actually hindering my audience from growing.
Yeah, I think a lot of people struggle with that, not wanting to be salesy, right? And I think you used the magic word there. Instead of coming across as salesy, you look at it as serving people even better. And my best clients have always been ones that paid me, not the ones I worked with for free. I don't know about you.
Yeah, of course. I think this is exactly every single time.
So this strategy you were using nearly a decade ago with the meetup and all that, you said it's pretty powerful. I mean, can that still work today, or is that just in the past?
Absolutely.
Is it still the same tools and websites?
Same exact thing. So, however, Eventbrite upgraded a little bit. Our COO and I were talking about this earlier because she says, Kit, should we be doing ads on Eventbrite, or should we just be focusing on the Facebook stuff? So the bad thing about Eventbrite ads are the targeting is not as good. There's no targeting like Facebook ads. So the last time we did ads for Eventbrite, so here are the prices. If we put in $100 for public speaking communication, we would get probably 100 people. It would be a dollar for each sign up on Eventbrite. No one's using Eventbrite. Who the heck is using Eventbrite? No one advertises. Not like go to Eventbrite. But people are looking. But anyway, what I'm going back to is the hidden sources that could be there if you know how to play around with it. That was a conversation our COO Haley and I were having, and she's right. The targeting side of it is not good on Eventbrite. But the hacks are still there on Meetup. There's a whole hack system on Meetup.
Yeah. I've been doing this podcast for 7 years and have had lots and lots of course creators in all kinds of different niches. And this is the first time I've heard this particular strategy. And I mean, it sounds like it could apply to so many different niches, not just teaching public speaking, right? You have something to teach, you have something to share with people, then you can get some local people together through these sites and start teaching them and go down the path that you went down.
Exactly. I mean, there's so many online calendars. There's something called On Zoom. It's Zoom's Eventbrite, basically on Zoom. I mean, it's popular actually. All these different ones. It's a whole nother. I would say it's just another marketing way.
Now, now I'm assuming you have more of a global audience now. Does your brand name Boston Speaks, like, is that limiting you in any way since you maybe started locally and now you're not just local?
Well, that's a great question. I think this goes back to the beliefs. When people say that, I ask them, have you heard of Boston Consulting Group, actually? They're like the
ring the bell.
Boston Consulting Group is one of those like Deloitte kind of business. They're global. Boston Consulting Group is as big as Deloitte. Global. So, does that matter? Our name is Boston Speaks? No, it does not matter. If Boston Consulting Group can do it, anyone can do it.
Right. So let's move forward in the story. You start getting, I guess what you were selling is one-on-one coaching at the time. Like that's the first thing you were selling.
Yeah. So going back to the offer, I think, we're still dibbling back and forth. One-on-one packages. So it was one-on-one at first. 6 packages, maybe just 1 package. So it's going back and forth back then.
Okay.
With one-on-one. So 6-week courses, things of that nature.
All right. Well, I mean, I started this conversation by asking you how you got into courses. I feel like now we've really set up the background for it. So let's jump back into courses and how you started rolling that out. And maybe was it successful at first, or did that take some tweaking as well?
Yeah. So I think the biggest reason we have online courses, because maybe many of you are listening, I'm an entrepreneur that gets sidetracked a lot. It's kind of like we are driving down a lane and then, oh, this lane is blocked. Let me go down the other lane. Oh, this lane is blocked. Let me go. So I'm going into different lanes. When the coaching was not working as well, I'm on Facebook. Okay, all these people are, okay, you got to do launches. You got to do this. So I think that's the segue. It was me being a distracted monkey, going and trying different things and seeing what sticks and what works. So that's basically how, it went to the online courses, basically.
So what stuck? Was it the online courses themselves, or was it something specific?
It was, I think the one-on-one was not making enough money. That was what was stuck. It's like, oh, we're not getting enough money. Could this other thing be of more helpful? And then of course you see a lot of people with evergreen online courses, evergreen webinars, evergreen stuff, and that's a dream. I'm like, oh, that'd be good if we can do this evergreen and just put ads and have a lot of traffic and then sell the course itself, right? So I think that dream idea was there as well.
And are you there?
No.
So it's not evergreen today?
So we don't have an evergreen course. So our funnel right now is ads to an evergreen webinar to a booked call. So the package that we sell is package number 1 is the online course. Package number 2 is online course plus, coaching sessions and then so forth. So is it evergreen? The webinar is evergreen, but we still take book calls. We don't have the evergreen to a landing sales page That's just because we're focusing on the book called Funnel right now.
So would you say, typically with the phone calls, we're talking about higher ticket offers. Is that the primary reason why you're doing phone calls, is because it's a higher ticket offer?
Correct.
When I go to your website right now, right on the homepage, it says there's a live masterclass starting in about 2 days. Is that part of the evergreen funnel, or is that an actual live masterclass?
That's actually a live masterclass. So we like to test things. So we have a live one. There's an ad for a webinar right now. So one of the things we're trying to test is, there's so many things in the middle, right? How good is the webinar, right? How good is the webinar? The message of the webinar. So always be tweaking the message, seeing what works, seeing what does not work. It's a lie. I think that if you have a evergreen webinar, it'll stay on forever. You always got to retweak it. That's why we do all these different things. We have webinars, we have the launches, we have 5-day challenges, things of that nature.
Okay. So in your webinar, whether evergreen or the live ones, since the call to action is what I'm hearing is to book a call, like, are you even going over your offers and like the 2 tiers at all? Or are you just saying, hey, if you want to work together, book this call, we'll talk about it if it's going to be a fit?
So I would say, yes, it is book a call, but what's more important behind that is the messaging. I don't like this word. I keep on searching for a new word, but it's the indoctrination. The indoctrination into the ideas, the philosophy, the way we do things. So we don't want anyone to book a call. We want someone who believes in our philosophy to book a call. So before they need to book a call, that's the purpose of the webinar or the training, is for us to indoctrinate them into our ideas and beliefs. Not in an evil way, because we really believe these things. But yes, eventually it's to book a call. But first is to have them have the mindset and belief of what we share before they book a call.
Sure, yeah. But whether they have that belief or not, are you going over the details of what you have to offer with the price and everything at all? Or is that all handled on the call?
Oh, got it. That's all on the call.
You doing the calls yourself?
No, we have another person doing the call. Paulette, she's amazing.
Very cool. So earlier you mentioned that your top traffic source was SEO, but you're talking about running ads to these funnels, right? So talk to me about your ad traffic versus SEO traffic. I imagine you still have some of your organic traffic entering your funnels as well.
Yeah, we have organic traffic because the funnel is also on the website. So ads right now, we're in a funny place with ads. We're trying to do the tracking system all over. So we're just finding a new ads person right now to run the ads. So with our ad side of things, we're always it's nailing down the tracking, all of those things. So we're still so for those who are listening to this, I'm not sure if you're running ads or not. So personally, so far right now we hire 3 ads I think 3 or 4 ads people. Before that, I was trying to learn everything myself. I had 2 to 3 Facebook ad experts I was learning from. Each one of them has a different philosophy. That philosophy of doing ads. Then when we started hiring ads people, I'm like, what's your philosophy doing it? So I don't know. It feels like it's just more confusing sometimes having ads for all the people.
Yeah. I don't disagree at all. I rely primarily on organic strategies for some of the reasons that you're mentioning now. Now, when you say ads, what platform are we just talking about? Facebook ads, or what platforms are you running ads on?
Yeah, right now Facebook and Instagram. I mean, I want to be on all of them. YouTube, TikTok, but like focus.
So you mentioned something a little while ago about targeting corporations as well as individuals, right? That's still part of your business, is that you have B2B sales as well as B2C sales?
So our main focus are individuals, and that's where we're putting our time in. If they come through Google, which they do a lot, we'll take them. But our focus is not to heavily go into focus on marketing to organizations.
Okay. I get a lot of people with questions around that when they have their audience is split between the two. How do we talk to 2 different completely types of people with one website and so on? So it sounds like your strategy is talk to the individual, and it can still attract corporations, businesses, and then you handle I mean, it's easier with the phone call, I guess, because you can more individualize it.
I think people have to choose, again, personal perspective, people have to choose one. And it's more of the fear talking. Oh, if I don't market to all of them, I'm going to lose out money. Therefore, I have to do all of them, right? Oh, if we don't market to the organizations, there won't be enough. Or if I just do individuals, then I won't maybe have enough money if I just do that. So I think it's the fear talking. People just have to choose one. I'm just going to give an example. I do this obstacle races, Tough Mudder, Spartan races. I'm not sure if you heard of them. So I think maybe a year ago, Tough Mudder, they have different length of races, like 5 miles, 10 miles, 15 miles, and longer. They decided to cut all the 5 and 10 and 15 and then 15 miles. And those are some of the most popular races. And they focus on the long ones. That's a hard decision. It's fair. What if we cut all these races? Won't we lose more money? So I think it's that fear that's holding us back from the next level, basically. So I think either organizations or individual, it doesn't matter. Just choose one and do really good with it, and then add on more later.
That's a good analogy. So you're doing all of your sales through these phone calls. A lot of times what can be really powerful when we're selling digital products and coaching is some sort of urgency, some sort of reason for people to buy now. So on these phone calls, are you giving people any reasons to buy now using any sort of urgency?
So when it comes to urgencies, and I do want to talk about more the online course side of things, even though I know we're doing more of the coaching side. So the urgency, sometimes we play around with that. It could be one of the things that we like to do is, oh, hey, if you're saying no right now, let's book a time next week just to recap, right? It's less of you got to buy now, but let's book another time and let us know your decision, either yes or no. That's the main thing that we're doing. For us, we're not doing, oh, if you don't buy in 5 days, the price is going to go higher or lower, XYZ. I think that's because personally, I like the transparency and honesty. I know myself, your price is not going to go higher. You just make up the price all you want. You can make up the price all you want. Is it going to go higher? Is it going to go lower? You're making it up. So I know that. I think it's what's most important is just that people make a decision at the end of the day. Either yes, no, or maybe, and then move on.
Yeah. I mean, I've sold my product on the phone plenty of times, and like I said, it's we're trying to get people to say that yes or no, and not get maybes, right? We want final decisions either way, and just trying to see what we can do to get them to make that final decision. You said you wanted to talk more about the courses, so I mean, talk about what you want to talk about. I assume that you were also selling the courses on the phone call, but is that kind of a whole different funnel?
It's a whole different funnel. So I have this new funnel idea. Let me get your take on this. Actually,
Let's do it.
So we have low ticket items, like $39 XYZ. That's just for a course, things of that nature. But I'm wondering what you would do, and maybe your audience will love this. So we have a course right now, okay? That it's on the back burner. Only our clients had it. It's a course that when people finish listening to the course, their speaking anxiety is gone for good. Okay, they don't need now. I don't want to go too much into it, but when people finish watching the course, there's no exercises that they need to do. They just need to watch the thing. They will be free from speaking anxiety. How would you sell this? Hold on, before I say this, I want to ask you how you would sell this. So there's a book out there. It's called Alan Carr, Easy Way to Stop Smoking.
Yeah.
You've heard of this book?
Yeah, I've heard of it because he's got all kinds of how to break addiction books. It's not just smoking. I've seen a bunch of his books.
Yeah, right. You know they started out as a live course.
No.
People before a book, people will walk into a 6-hour seminar. And they'll be free. They'll be free from smoking. And then they couldn't do as many seminars. They turned it into a book. Now, is the book working? Well, I'm going to say they've been in business for a long time. It started out as a course. So people walk into the course a 6-hour course and it'll be free. How would you sell that on how you turn that into a video course, which they have and which they sell? How would you sell that? So that's basically what we have with speaker anxiety.
Yeah. Well, I think it sounds like you could have a very strong guarantee. Guarantee is one aspect of the offer that can make it really compelling for people. And if you know you can get such dramatic results, quitting smoking or completely eliminate speaking anxiety, which I mean, that sounds pretty unbelievable, right? If you say, I guarantee you will eliminate speaking anxiety by the end of this course or your money back, that's how I would sell it.
Yeah. But what kind of thing would you do? What kind of funnel would you do?
Yeah. So for me, my two favorite types of funnels for online courses would be evergreen webinar funnel. That's normally my top choice, or a free course funnel, which is kind of similar. You give some of you promise some mini outcome on the path to the dream outcome in the free course. So you get them some quick wins and results, and then they want to learn more from you. Doesn't sound like it would be a great fit here because the dream outcome is eliminating speaking anxiety. So maybe a webinar that shows them how probable it is that they will get to that end result if they buy your $500, $800 course.
Yeah. You know, it'll be interesting. You can say no to me on this, right? Let's say you have your audience. I could be a good case study showing people what could be created with your guidance. No thoughts to that. I'm just asking because we have this thing. I've just been holding back because we're trying to focus on the book call funnel. Like, I'm like, man, let's not even do this crazy funnel to this crazy presentation thing yet. But it's in the back burner. I'm like, I'm dying to put it out there. It's so much of an issue.
I often say we're not like, the goal is not to sell courses. It's to sell outcomes, right? And you have a really amazing outcome you're talking about with this course. So what is the outcome you're promising in some of your other offers?
It's the same thing. The offer is the same thing. The outcome is the same thing. No more speaking anxiety. They can speak with ease and comfort in the situations.
So why would I sign up for a low ticket course versus a high ticket coaching program when the dream outcome is the same?
I'd rather you sign up for the low ticket thing because it's faster. On the money side, it's better for us high ticket. It's better for you if you stop. I mean, if you can read a book and stop smoking, would you rather do? Yeah, I mean, that's what. It's number one. I think it's so crazy. People don't believe it. Of course, me saying this to you, even when I was saying it to our coaches, they didn't believe me at first when we had this thing. But there are some people that would probably want more one-on-one coaching. But anyway, it's not the funnel for us. It's still going back to what you're saying. It's the outcome. It's the outcome for people.
Yeah. So right now, your business model is more selling high ticket stuff, and that works for your business. But what you're saying, what I think you're saying is that your people don't necessarily need that to get the ultimate outcome they're looking for. You have a cheaper and easier product that can get them the same outcome. You just haven't figured out how to sell it correctly yet.
It has not been sold. It has not been tried yet. Yeah. Like again, you can buy a fitness program. Can you get fit with the fitness program? Yes, you can. But people, sometimes they want coaches to have them learn how to do push-ups and XYZ. Yeah, fitness program can do that if they follow the program to a T. So yes, I'm saying the outcome. So right now, I think as an entrepreneur, I'm still going back and forth, trying to find a thing or things that work best for us. So I think when we have this book call funnel right now, it's just that we're still tweaking and trying new things. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, I'm going to a tangent.
Yeah, no, it's all good. But
yeah.
We're all still trying to figure things out, right? We all still want to grow. We want to get better. We want to spend less time, things like that. So you're in the middle of that, and that's obviously okay. But at the same time, you've been very successful too, right? Would you mind talking about? I don't know. You don't have to share specific numbers or anything, but like you're making a good amount of money from these offers already.
Yeah, I would say for 2023, we're making 10 to like 40,000 a month. Like every month is a little bit different. But 2023, we're making around like 300K last year.
Not bad.
Yeah, income wise, I'm going to be honest with you. It's still ebbs and flows. We're still saying next month we don't know where we're getting our clients at. Still, it's not like a monthly membership where we know there are people there. I think so. I think every business model has its up and downs.
So I'll be honest with you, Kit. Like, I have crippling public speaking anxiety. So your offer, I mean, it sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. I've done plenty of research trying to figure out tools and tactics and tricks and strategies, and I still have it. Now I don't, I'm a content creator, so I don't have it when I'm in the comfort of my own office just talking to a camera. But I am a little skeptical about what you are saying as somebody that does struggle with that. So you do have a lot of case studies of people like going through the course, going through the program, and completely eliminating it forever.
Yes, video wise, right? I have to show people the video testimonials. I can't even show them the written testimonials. They have to hear someone. So on a testimonial, I ask people, hey, what doubts did you have when I told you you're going to go through a presentation? And this guy said, you don't have to practice. You don't need any techniques to calm yourself down. You don't need any talk therapy. You don't need to practice over and over and over again. You finish listening to the presentation and you'll be free from the speaking anxiety. So I get the people who's desperate because they tried everything else. They tried Toastmasters. They tried hypnotherapy. They tried affirmations. They tried beta blockers. These are the people that is my number one audience that I love to help. They tried everything.
If somebody is listening to this and they are interested, where would they go to buy something from you in hopes to eliminate this?
I would say thank you for asking. Just go to bostonspeaks.com and you'll find a lot more information there.
Can I just go there and buy anything, or it's all through the funnels?
It's all, contact us. It's all through funnels. Yes.
Okay. But your main offers right now is essentially 2 tiers, right? The bottom tier being some sort of course, top tier being course with some coaching.
Correct. That's it right now. And then the organization work.
But just for individuals. So what does the coaching piece look like? What does somebody get when they sign up with the higher tier?
So when people sign up for the higher tier, they get 6 or 12 coaching sessions with a coach. And with the coach, they work through their own personalized thing with the coach, with the sessions. And then plus all our online courses that we've made in the past.
So they get these one-on-one sessions with a dedicated coach.
Correct. Yes.
It may not be this simple, but like, do you have like a tip you could share for somebody like me? Is there like a main tip that you could put out there?
Yeah. What would you say? What would you say a tip catered for what?
So for me personally, I've always been like this. I know people say like statistics where people are like more afraid of public speaking than dying. Like just people in general, very, very afraid of public speaking. For me, I feel like I am more so than other people. Sometimes it's so bad, like I can't even get words out. Like I shake. I feel it physically. If I'm holding a microphone, like I'm shaking. What advice would you have for me?
Yeah. Quick question. You personally, can I ask, after you speak, depending on the situation, after you speak for like 2 or 3 minutes, how do you feel? Is it still bad or is it good?
I think that if it's going well, maybe they've laughed, maybe there's some other cues that make me feel confident that it's going well, it will get better. But if there's not that and I'm still feeling those things, then not necessarily.
Got it. Okay. And so the reason I asked that is because most people, the anxiety spikes. Usually a lot of people have pre-anxiety. It's like, oh my God, I have to speak at this thing. Let me get ready. And then it builds up days and weeks before. And then when we're about to speak, it's like a roller coaster, it ramps up. About to speak, open our mouths, highest tip. And then usually after we speak for like 2 or 3 minutes, depending on the situation, there's 2 versions. One version is, oh, I'm so glad I got into a flow now. Another version is still up and down, up and down. But anyway, my biggest tip is most people, when it comes to public speaking anxiety and the fear of public speaking, we have this belief that it's going to take a long time to get over this fear, because some of us, we've had it for a long time. I mean, how can you get rid of fear in a shorter time? If you have this belief, that's actually holding you back from overcoming the speaking anxiety in the first place faster. Because if you feel like it's going to take a long, surmountable effort, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because it's going to take a lot more work for yourself. So understand that it could, maybe change can be easy if you let it. So I would say that's the number one main tip, because people feel like, oh my God, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take a lot of practice. It's going to take a long, hard time and effort. That's the thing holding people back from overcoming it faster, actually.
Okay. So more of a mindset tip there.
Yes.
So like I said, I don't really have a problem when I'm in my office here, whether I'm just recording content or even live presentations, live webinars. I do group coaching myself, and I don't have problems with that. But a lot of people do struggle with that side, talking into a camera or talking over Zoom. Do you help people with that as well, or is it mainly in-person audiences that you help people with?
No. Same thing, virtually. I think 90% of the people that we work with is virtual. So they're not even speaking in person. It's going on camera. If they're in organizations, what if I say something stupid? What if I blank out? What if people ask me a question I don't know how to answer, and then it spikes again? So these different reasons of that nature. Yeah.
I always tell them that speaking into a camera is not a natural thing. And I certainly was not good at it when I began. Not that I'm great at it now, but I am significantly more comfortable on camera than I was 11 years ago when I was getting started. I cringe when I look back at my first videos because I was so uncomfortable. And it's just, in my opinion, takes repetitions to get better at talking into a camera. What tips do you have for that?
How do you feel about talking on camera now?
Fine. But it's because I have so much experience with it, I think.
Yeah. Well, what would be your tip before I give my tip?
Practice.
Yeah. So I would say the tip is, if you are getting in front of a camera, really ask yourself, what is making you uncomfortable in front of the camera? Most people don't even ask that question. They just get uncomfortable. They don't even want to ask or figure out what's making me uncomfortable. So even asking that itself and answering yourself can unlock a lot of things.
What is the typical response to that, do you think?
Number one, it's not the camera itself. Okay, we know it's not it's not the physical camera itself. It's the people behind the camera. It's the record button when we go live. It's people might judge us negatively. That's a very high belief that people have. If we mess up, then we're going to do poorly. What makes me good enough is doing things perfectly. It goes back to these certain things. People are going to judge me negatively. I have to be perfect. What makes me a good speaker is not messing up. Things of that nature. Yeah.
Let's transition. I want to ask you about some tools that you're using in your business, software, tools, whatnot. What are you using and liking in your business that you would recommend to other course creators?
Sure. I'm a tech geek. So currently right now we're using Kajabi for the course platform and emails, things of that nature. I'm a big fan of AppSumo. I bought a lot of lifetime deals on there, and there's almost basically everything there. So between Kajabi and AppSumo, there's a bunch of apps I've gotten on AppSumo. Those would say I would be some of the text, video editing, Descript. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Yeah, Descript.
Descript. Yeah. At the same time, CapCut, go back and forth, with them. Making videos, my phone, just my phone. I have a lapel, one of those wireless lapel mics. So a phone, tripod. So I would say those are some of the tech things I like to use.
Man, AppSumo,
not too techy. Those are like the normal tech stuff.
Yeah, I like the idea of AppSumo. I've signed up for so many, but in reality, at this point, of all the things I've signed up for, I use maybe one or two. Is there one or two that you could share that you do use and like?
Oh yeah, so let me say the ones I got from AppSumo. pCloud. pCloud is an online software. It's an online cloud storage. Had a lifetime deal from there, so keep storing stuff
Okay.
on there. I would say another one. The one I'm looking into now is called Task Magic. It's like Zapier and Padly, but their tagline is, if you can screen record, you can automate it. So whatever you screen record, you can automate the thing that you're doing. So it's an automation software. That's what I'm looking into now. But yeah, we can go down a rabbit hole with AppSumo. There's so many apps that I got. I don't use. I think I need to sell them all one day. I'm not sure about yours, but I think I need to just sell them back.
Like I said, I like the idea of a lot of them, and sometimes I'll use it for a little bit and then fade away. But I really, there's probably one I'm using at this point. I probably purchased like 50 different lifetime deals, and I'm probably using one.
Which one are you using?
It's a screen record software, like a Loom competitor that I got a lifetime deal on.
Oh yeah. I got Sunspark.
There's a bunch of them. That's not the one that I have.
Yeah. Like Riverside, I've used Riverside before, but I use Discrete because it also has Squadcast, kind of like Riverside attached to it. So that's what I'm using for like the video recording sometimes. Mm-hmm. I use Streamlabs desktop. So just when I record myself on video, sometimes I just do it myself. Streamlabs, like OBS kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Cool. So Kit, you've been doing this a while now. You've reached levels that a lot of people would aspire to be. What advice do you have for somebody more in the beginning stages in whatever niche that they're in to get started in the world of online courses?
So I would say my biggest piece of advice, if you are listening to me right now and you are not the most organized person, maybe sometimes you're not the most strategic, you're all over the place, you can still be like that. You don't have to be strategic. You don't have to be organized. You don't have to be 100% prepared. You can still be disorganized, not strategic, and try everything out and still do good.
Very cool. Kit, look, it's been a pleasure, man. I appreciate you sharing all the tips and knowledge and your story with us. One more time, where can people go to learn more about what you have to offer?
You can go to bostonspeaks.com. And thank you so much for today.
Yeah. Thanks, Kit.
All right, Jacques. Thank you.
All right. Thank you out there for listening to another episode of the Online Course Show. And thank you again to Kit for joining me and sharing so much value and just being transparent with his story. This has been episode 228. So you can find the links and show notes that we talked about by going to oc.show/228. And I want to tell you about my weekly free newsletter. And many of you are probably receiving those. We've been doing those for many, many months now. Every single Friday, you get one actionable tip for starting or growing an online course business. Totally free. Just go to this site, oc.show/tips, into your email address, and you'll start getting those free tips to your inbox every single Friday. Once again, that's oc.show/tips. If you are a course creator or you're an aspiring course creator, then there are far fewer resources that are going to be better than that weekly newsletter. So go check that out. And that's going to do it for this one. Don't forget to take action on what you've heard today. I'm rooting for you.